We are asked to find two solutions for angle theta without using the graphing calculator. The equation we are given is that cosine theta equals negative root 3 over 2. The two solutions we are looking for have to be basic angles, that is, angles between 0 and 2 pi radians. There are 4 steps to this method. The first step is to use the unit circle to find the reference angle. Using the unit circle, we will get exact values for theta and not decimal values with decimal points as we would in the calculator. The next question would be, is my trig ratio positive or negative? We will use the answer to that question to find out the quadrants in which the angle that we are looking for, theta, could possibly lie. After we have answered those questions, we can then go directly to those quadrants and find the angle. We are starting with step 1, and that is to find the reference angle. Remember that the reference angle is an acute angle. It is an angle in the first quadrant. This is why the diagram which you see over here is the unit circle, but I have truncated and zoomed in on the first quadrant only because the reference angle is an angle in the first quadrant. I'm told that cosine theta equals negative root 3 over 2. The reference angle that I want to find in the first quadrant would be an angle that the x of that angle divided by the radius would give me root 3 over 2 as an answer. I'm looking for x over r because the cosine theta is defined as the x divided by the radius for any point on the angle arm. Going in the first quadrant to the first angle I see, the quadrantal angle 0 or 2 pi, x divided by radius 1 over 1 is 1 and not root 3 over 2. I move on to the next special angle in the unit circle, pi over 6. The x is root 3 over 2. The radius being in the unit circle, of course, is always 1. So the x value divided by 1 is root 3 over 2, exactly the angle we are looking for. So we have found out that my reference angle is pi over 6. The reference angle is not a solution. It is not an answer for theta. It is an aid that will help us to find angle theta. You will see that I have put the reference angle in parentheses. As the reference angle is not a solution, it is an aid. I'm now on step 2 of the method, and step 2 was to ask, is my trig ratio positive or negative? Well, the trig ratio, cosine theta, is negative root 3 over 2. So I can now move on to step 3, which is to ask, in which quadrants could my angle theta possibly lie? This is the same as asking, in which quadrant is cosine theta negative? Well, if we have a look at this diagram over here, you will see the word cast starting in your fourth quadrant, C-A-S-T. This helps us to quickly at a glance let us know and to remember where are the various ratios positive or negative. Another way I like to remember it is with the mnemonic A, all, S, students, T, take, C, chances. All students take chances. Oh well, so if we look at where is cosine negative, all the trig ratios are positive in the first quadrant. In the second quadrant, sine and cosecant only are positive. So my cosine theta must be negative in the second quadrant. So the second quadrant is one of my answers. When I move to the third quadrant, T stands for the tangent and its reciprocal cotangent. So tangent and cotangent are positive in the third quadrant. All the other trig ratios are negative, so cosine must be negative in the third quadrant. When I move to the fourth quadrant, cosine and its reciprocal secant are positive in the fourth quadrant. So the fourth quadrant is not one of the quadrants where my angle theta will lie. We are now on the last step to solving angle theta. Cosine theta is negative root 3 over 2. We identified that the reference angle was pi over 6. And we are looking for the two basic angles which will make this equation true. We have identified that cosine theta must lie in either quadrant 2 or quadrant 3. The way that we get into quadrant 2 is we say pi minus the reference angle. Working out the angle in quadrant 2, pi minus pi over 6 is 5 pi over 6. So the first solution of this equation is 5 pi over 6. That is, if we had to work out cosine of 5 pi over 6, the answer would be negative root 3 over 2, making 5 pi over 6 a solution. We saw as well that the cosine is negative in quadrant 3. How do we get into quadrant 3? We say pi plus the reference angle. The reference angle is pi over 6. Pi plus pi over 6 is 7 pi over 6, making 7 pi over 6 our second solution. You could test it. Cosine of 7 pi over 6, if you work that out, your answer would be negative root 3 over 2, giving us our two solutions, 5 pi over 6 and 7 pi over 6.